Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Mena Unscripted. Today we have Byron because the conversation is an interesting one and it's going to be a conversation between myself and you. So I watched a video and it triggered something in me and okay, let me just go. The video asked you to introduce yourself. And in doing so, you should not mention your ethnicity, your hobby, your nationality, what you do for fun, where you're from, where you live, So the goal is to, if we strip all these things away from you, who are you? Right? And before, I have not thought about this. I'm going to introduce myself at the end of this video, and I expect that at the end of you also introduce yourself in the comment section. But here's something profound about it is, first, we are all humans, right? And then certain things, I have always been an enemy of groups. Oh, we are guys, so they are women, we are blacks, so they are white, we are Nigerians, so they are South Africans, we are Africans, so they are Americans. We within Nigeria, you say I'm from the south, you are from the southwest. I think grouping causes a lot of segregation, and it causes the need to identify to certain things, the desire for constant sense of belonging, right? Or the lack of it, you're trying to fit in because, who am I in all these things? And it makes you wonder, when I hear things like, the first black man, and then I'm like, do white people actually say the first white person? Because they just believe that they are who they are, supreme. So there's no need to identify as the first white man to go over the roof, but every other people want to add the first black. I honestly don't know what message that passes across, right? If the only one that sort of has meaning to me because of how constantly they have to fight to be seen are women. When you hear the first woman to do this, the first woman, but then when you now go further to say that the first Dominican, the first African woman, why is there a need for subgroups so that you can identify to certain things? I believe that if we all come and be human first, then it sort of like nullifies the existence of certain things like racism, right? There was a video I watched, and the video interviewed Lewin, and they said, what does he think about racism? He said he had never experienced racism in his life. I don't think that that's exactly true. I believe that he's shaping his own reality with the consciousness, and everybody would fall in line. Everybody would fall in line. I wanted to say something else, but I couldn't find it. So fall in line again to what he has decided to be his own reality, which is, I do not experience racism, right? Speak it into being. It doesn't make sense. It might not make sense, but I would rather live that way, right? But no. So let's go back now. I believe that we should treat ourselves as humans first, as opposed to being treated better because you are. I mean, in schools in Nigeria here, there is a different fee for indigenous people, and what they used to call us then, nonindigen. I paid higher for my school fees because I was a non-indigen. And then, because my mom was also from Ondo State, I was told that I could actually do Ondo state declaration letter, like to declare that I'm a child of the state, so that I could pay less school fees, as opposed to like identifying as a Deltan, which I am. Interestingly, it is only a Delta State person that can use words like Deltan. You can see me, I'm already falling for the trap of grouping. Anyways, so but I did not. I maintained being a Deltan, and I paid like more just because of that. I thought we were all Nigerians that could go anywhere to study. So why should I pay more? Because I'm not from the States. I don't even get it. Anyways, so we have come to the end of this, and I would like to introduce myself to you, stripping myself from all sort of identification and coming and presenting myself to you as Mena. So who I am, my name is nonindigen Leonard. I am a child of God. I had struggled with always wanting to be the hero. I believe that I used to believe, it still exists, I used to believe that I could help people from regardless of whatever situation they are in. So I always tried to overstretch myself across time, and I have been born so many times from it, and I had to learn again. I love dogs so much because I believe that outside of your family and the love you get from your pets, it is hard to find that same level of genuine love again elsewhere. I am an introvert and I'm also an extroverted person. The situation surrounding where I am will determine the personality that would come out to play. I always like to be at peace with everybody I meet or I have met. So sometimes, instead of letting things die, even with the whole heat that it ended with, I would still want to make peace. And I don't think that is exactly the right way to go about it, but I think I always like to make things right. I always like to leave an impact with people. I am somebody that came from little, so it makes me extremely philanthropic. I always look for avenues to help in the littlest of ways that I can, with the little resources that God has blessed me with. I hope to be a father someday, and I hope to be a monogamous man, because some things are just desires, and with the help of God, one man, one wife, never to be divorced, for better, for worse, till death do us part. I like children. Before I grew up and I could afford to help adults, I was always buying stuff for kids. If it wasn't that I was born before the advent and like the standardized way of living, which now has a stigmatization in self-expression, I think I would have been labeled a gay man, and maybe it would have manifested into my reality, because I had found myself making certain mannerisms and expressions like them. I wore very colorful pants while I was in my polytechnic. I trimmed my eyebrows at some time. I wore skinny jeans. Most of the people that I hung around or I hanged out with were women. So, but I found myself because I was allowed to express myself, and I'm a very masculine man. I'm only attracted to women. But I believe if it wasn't to this society, I would have been stigmatized just because I have tendencies to have female mannerism. Even till now, people, I get on the call to try to place an order, and they say, "Hello, ma," or even from my chat, "Okay, what can we help you with, ma?" Just by the way I chat, I can't make sense of it, but that happens to me. Now that I have met you, now that you have met me, can I meet you in the comment section? But please, before you do, like, subscribe and share to others, and Also leave a comment. I would love to meet you. I would love to know who you are outside of those labels that have been made for us, like your ethnicity. Everything will be listed here just for reference. I would love to interact with you guys in the comment section. Thank you for sticking around this long. Till we meet again in the next episode. Bye. Love you.